history of Leavenworth County and the fort are tightly twined. In fact, by the 1920s, so many soldiers had married Leavenworth girls that the town received the nickname as the mother-in-law of the army. But the story of the soldiers on the fort goes back to 1827, when Colonel Henry Leavenworth, with 13 officers and 194 soldiers of the 3rd Infantry Regiment, arrived to establish a cantonment to protect wagon trains heading west along the Santa Fe Trail. Accompanying them were many of the soldiers' families. Life in Leavenworth was tough. Within the first 2 years of the establishment of the fort, 50% of the command died of the fever, believed to be malaria. As the sickness rate went up, Leavenworth ordered the families back to Liberty, Missouri, and at one point in the second summer, only 34 men were healthy enough to pull full duty. While it is hard to know exactly who these first soldiers were, more is known of the army that protected the frontier in the 1870s and 1880s. A typical soldier was young, 21 years old, and more than likely a recent immigrant to America. 50% of the enlisted ranks were foreign. The largest group was Irish, making up 20% of the army, while Germans were next at 12%. Excavation of the Little Bighorn battlefield in the 1980s gave other insights into the soldiers of Custer's 7th Cavalry, a regiment that spent many winters between campaigns on Fort Leavenworth. The bones of these young men showed numerous broken bones that had healed, a testament to their difficult lives. Most were in poor health. Many had the beginnings of rheumatism, and examination of the backbones showed vertebrae damaged from the pounding of constant horse riding. The final surprise was their small stature. The average weight of these men was 120 pounds. Another group of soldiers closely linked with the fort is the Buffalo Soldiers of the 10th Cavalry Regiment. When Congress authorized the Army to raise 4 regiments of African American soldiers for the post-Civil War Army, the 10th Cavalry was formed at Fort Leavenworth under the command of Colonel Benjamin Grierson. The first recruits came from the Northeast, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Boston. These soldiers and their sister regiments, the 9th Cavalry and the 24th and 25th Infantry, created a credible record in the frontier wars. At a time where desertion in the Army ran at 24% annually, the Buffalo Soldier regiments had less than 4% desertion rate.